cookies. Nothing new to the Maverick Baking kitchen, but something welcome any time of day, any day of the week, in my opinion. There are a million ways to make a chocolate chunk cookie, and much like something like pizza, there's rarely a bad version of it. Today, however, I'm bringing you one of these kind of modern classic chocolate chunk cookies. Think of the American style oatmeal cookie, but instead of those pesky raisins, which even though I personally do like, lots of people really don't. Today, I want to show you guys how to make these gorgeously soft and chewy oatmeal cookies with rolled oat flakes in there, both for taste and texture, and big melting creamy pockets of milk chocolate too, though it could be white or dark chocolate if that sort of thing takes your fancy. These things have a gorgeous blend of sweet and savory thanks to the oats, thanks to maybe an extra pinch of salt in there, and thanks to not too much sugar, but just enough brown sugar to add that gorgeous kind of homey flavor. You will need a little bit of time to chill the dough well for this recipe, but I promise it is worth the wait, and this is one even for complete beginner bakers. As always, you can find the full recipe in the description box below or on my website, Maverick Baking, along with all of my other recipes. But enough chat, let's have some cookies. Our lovely, soft, chewy oatmeal chocolate chunk cookies start, as every recipe should in my opinion, with a lovely amount of soft butter. To this, we are adding a combination of both white and brown sugar. Using just one or the other doesn't really have a very balanced flavor. One can make it too soft, the other too crispy, so a blend is perfect. To this, we add a generous dollop of vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste, whatever fits in your budget or just whatever you have to hand. Both will add a lovely flavor to the dough. And you're just going to want to kind of stir and beat those together until they're looking like clumpy wet sand. You don't have to go too crazy and work your arms out too much. You just want these combined with no lumps of sugar or butter in there. To that, you're just going to add one large egg. That is all. And you're going to want to kind of beat that in again, this time with perhaps a little bit more kind of compressed rage and violence being released, just to get it kind of nice and smooth and looser. And to that, we are going to add our dry ingredients. And we start with a very generous amount of flour, which is key to keeping such a lovely texture to these and making sure those oats bind kind of nicely together. You're just going to want to stir that in first to get a lovely kind of base dough. To that, we will add our rolled oats. The best kind to use are those kind of big chunky jumbo ones if you can. And I also like to add a little dash of cinnamon. You can add as much or as little as you like. Sometimes too much can overwhelm the chocolate, but that's up to you. And speaking of chocolate, add in your big old chunks of chocolate and then just stir everything together into a nice, stiff, thick dough. You should be able to stand your wooden spoon up in this, no problem. You're then going to want to just chill that in the fridge, ideally for no less than 4 hours, though if you can do it overnight, even better. You're then going to want to roll the dough up into little balls, however big or small, and bake for about 10 to 15 minutes until you have gorgeous golden brown, soft, chewy, but not kind of gooey or underbaked chocolate chunk oatmeal cookies. These are what dreams are made of for breakfast, as a snack, with tea, with coffee, with a glass of milk. You might think that hours of waiting for the fridge to cool the dough down is not worth it, but I assure you it is, for optimum taste, texture, chewiness, softness, evenness, and so much flavor. I hope you love these every bit as much as we have.